Just do it. Three simple words that have come to define not just a brand, but a cultural movement. Nike is everywhere today, from championship games to city streets, from Olympic podiums to music videos. But how did it all begin? How did a tiny startup born from the back of a car trunk explode into a $150 billion global empire? The answer is a story packed with ambition, creativity, risk, and relentless drive. From humble track fields in Oregon to global domination, this is the untold story of Nike, the brand that didn't just sell shoes, but inspired generations to dream bigger and run faster. Humble beginnings, Blue Ribbon Sports. Before it became the global powerhouse known as Nike, it started with one man, Phil Knight. A young middle-distance runner from Oregon, Knight had a simple yet radical idea. After a postgraduate trip to Japan in the early 1960s, he realized there was a gap in the American market for high-quality, affordable running shoes. Teaming up with his former coach, Bill Bowerman, a man obsessed with improving athletic performance, Knight founded Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964. Their first mission was straightforward: import Japanese Onitsuka Tiger sneakers and sell them to American runners. But success didn't come easily. In those early days, Phil Knight quite literally sold shoes out of the trunk of his car at local track meets. He built relationships with athletes, coaches, and teams using grassroots marketing long before it became a buzzword. Meanwhile, Bowerman wasn't just selling shoes. He was tinkering with them, experimenting with designs to create lighter, faster footwear. These early struggles forged the identity of the brand, deeply connected to athletes, focused on performance, and willing to grind it out at the grassroots level. Their growing reputation for quality and authenticity set the stage for something much bigger to come. The birth of Nike, a new identity.
Nike, which is a $30 billion a year company.
Yeah.
How did it begin, and how many years now has it been around?
Well, it started as on the running track at the University of Oregon, where my old track coach was always experimenting with shoes, which sort of planted a seed. I was a distance runner.
By the early 1970s, tensions with Onitsuka began to mount. Sensing the limitations of simply being a distributor, Knight and Bowerman made the bold decision to go independent. In 1971, Blue Ribbon Sports rebranded itself as Nike, named after the Greek goddess of victory, a fitting symbol for a company built on the spirit of competition. With a new name came a new logo, the now famous swoosh, designed by a graphic design student named Carolyn Davidson for just $35. Little did anyone know it would become one of the most iconic images in the world. Nike's first major product launch came with the release of the Nike Cortez in 1972. Perfectly timed with the Olympics in Munich, the Cortez was a breakthrough in running shoe technology, comfortable, durable, and stylish enough to catch mainstream attention. But Bowerman wasn't done innovating. One morning over breakfast, staring at a waffle iron, he had a revelation. A sole with a waffle-like pattern could grip running tracks better while remaining lightweight. Thus, the waffle sole was born, changing the way running shoes were designed forever. With innovation fueling their momentum, Nike wasn't just making sneakers anymore. They were crafting the tools for victory, rising to fame, breakthrough moments. By the mid-1970s, Nike was no longer the scrappy, upstart hustling sneakers out of a car trunk. It was a company with serious ambition. Nike embarked on an aggressive expansion campaign, setting its sights on becoming the dominant name in athletic footwear. A big part of that strategy involved smart, targeted marketing. Instead of pouring money into expensive traditional advertising, Nike focused on sponsoring college teams and local athletes, building deep loyalty at the grassroots level. They understood something critical. Athletes inspired other athletes, and word of mouth was more powerful than any billboard. The gamble paid off. By 1980, Nike had captured nearly 50% of the U.S. athletic shoe market, and the company went public with an IPO that turned dozens of early employees into millionaires overnight. But it wasn't just marketing savvy that fueled Nike's dominance, it was relentless innovation. One major leap came with the launch of the Nike Air Tailwind in 1979, introducing air cushioning technology that revolutionized how sneakers performed. Suddenly, running in Nikes wasn't just a fashion statement, it felt better, faster, and lighter. This combination of cutting-edge tech and powerful branding cemented Nike's status as a leader in the athletic world. The stage was set for even bigger things and a new face who would change everything. The Jordan era and the power of branding. In 1984, Nike made a move that would alter not just its future, but the entire landscape of sports marketing. It signed a rookie NBA player named Michael Jordan. At the time, Jordan was a rising star, but hardly a guaranteed global icon. Yet Nike saw something special, and they bet big. The company didn't just sign Jordan, it built an entire brand around him. The result was the Air Jordan 1, a shoe unlike anything the market had seen before, paired with a rebellious, edgy marketing campaign that dared to break the mold. Controversy exploded when the NBA banned Jordan from wearing the Air Jordan 1 on the court, citing uniform violations. Instead of backing down, Nike leaned in, turning the ban into a brilliant marketing tool. They ran ads portraying Jordan as a rebel, a rule breaker, and kids everywhere wanted to be part of that movement. The strategy worked beyond anyone's wildest dreams. The Air Jordan line became a phenomenon, selling millions and catapulting Nike from a strong athletic brand to a cultural powerhouse. Jordan's success on the court, combined with Nike's storytelling genius, made the swoosh synonymous with excellence, ambition, and cool. The Jordan era didn't just stop with basketball. Nike saw the power of athlete-driven branding and expanded aggressively. They partnered with tennis superstar John McEnroe, known for his fiery personality, and later revolutionized golf sponsorships by backing a young Tiger Woods. Nike wasn't just selling shoes anymore, they were selling attitude, aspiration, and identity. It was a playbook that would fuel their empire for decades to come. Challenges, controversies, and reinvention.
After Nike announced that former NFL quarterback and activist Colin Kaepernick would be the face of its new ad campaign, angry consumers began posting photos of themselves burning their Nike shoes and apparel.
By the 1990s, Nike's soaring success collided with harsh scrutiny. Reports began to surface about poor working conditions and sweatshop labor practices in factories overseas. Public outrage followed, triggering protests, boycotts, and some of the worst public relations crises in the company's history. Nike, once the champion of youthful rebellion and aspiration, now found itself branded as the villain by activists and the media. Faced with mounting pressure, Nike couldn't simply market its way out of trouble. It had to change. The company launched sweeping corporate responsibility initiatives, conducting factory audits and pledging transparency in its supply chain practices. But Nike didn't just play defense. They went back to their strength: powerful storytelling. Campaigns like "If You Let Me Play" re-established Nike as a brand that stood for empowerment, especially for women and young athletes. Reinvention wasn't easy, but it kept Nike relevant in a rapidly changing world. Conclusion: the legacy of Nike. From selling sneakers out of a car trunk to becoming one of the most iconic logos on earth, Nike's journey is a story of ambition, audacity, controversy, and resilience. It's a brand built on bold risks, cultural intuition, and a relentless drive to push boundaries. But with every soaring victory came real challenges and real costs. So we leave you with this question: is Nike the ultimate symbol of chasing dreams, or a reminder that success always demands sacrifice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic brand stories.